west or probably west also. And then my aunt was looking after some small birds. And so later on in the age, when he asked from why did we bring those birds in our house, he says Baba had given to take care of it during his going to the west. I mean, so what you remember, you get the confirmation of it in the later age also. So uh, our house was on the Agra Road, and opposite there was the Sarosh Motor Works. There is one photograph there of Baba, along with the company's people, including my father, and there were some other. Rustamji also is there, and the on that what's it called showroom, the fastest motor car, of Chevrolet, is one 1931. So when you ask me, if you ask me what I remember, it is this. Then we used to bow down because he used to come. In those days, Agra Road was a muddy road. It was not even a tar road also. And we used to bow down. I remember those old slippers or whatever it is. And my age must be about 5 to 6 years. So there is no question of divinity or spirituality or anything. He was just like what you call an elderly person to whom we used to give reverence. And that's all. We know as Baba, that's all. Then in 1937, I remember the birthday. There was a bus, old bus, 1934 or 36. In that, all family members used to go to that Barabangla, and we attended that. Before that, I think I must be 7 years old at that time. I was observing, I think it was my first this Ramzan fast. In those days, what do you call, we were, our parents must be orthodox. I mean, at least my mother, or from, say, grandfather, like, they used to make me fakir. They used to put some silver, 5 rupees silver, like that. And because I had, that was my first fast, I remember Adikaka had taken me in his car to Coronation Hotel. I don't remember what he gave me, then he took me there. So I saw from that car, I didn't get out from the car. I saw Baba going here and there in that preparations for the 37th birthday. I mean, the birthday in 37 years. So that much I remember. Then, probably at the age of 12 or 13, my father's name was Abdul Karim. So I thought Baba doesn't know my father's name, because we were knowing from our childhood father is known as Ramjoo Abdullah. So I wrote to Baba Ali Abdul Karim, thinking that he will not recognize me. So, and what was the object? There is no such thing as spirituality or divine or even God. God is also minus. There was Arngav talkies. Every day some English movie is there. So, in order to see that, I wrote to Baba, I want to come to. In those days, our English was very weak and broken English, so to say. I wrote to Baba that I want to come to Arngav. Why should I say that I want to see movies? So Baba wrote to my father, you send him. So my father said, of course in vernacular, in those days our English was not that good, and not at all good, because we could hardly write that particular sentence. And so so I got, I felt annoyed, not annoyed, I felt it in mind, why Baba wrote to him, he should have written to me. So anyway, then I went to Aurangabad. So like that, for about 2-3 years during my school vacations, I used to be in Mehrabad. In those days, there are two buildings now, similar buildings, the lower method. So this building was not there. I was here. Muhammad was there. We used to tease him. We were not knowing must and all that thing. We used to tease him. Dish. He says, what's your dish? Then when he used to go to toilet, he doesn't used to come up for hours together. There were only two toilets at that time. Acha, then Petu Kaka was there. You know how much we, Jangli Master, what do you call, had a tanga. So during that 1 month's period, once or twice I used to go along with him in that tanga to Ahmednagar. So there was that vegetable he used to bring in that thing. So Pendukaka, how much he used to give me money? 4 annas. 4 annas means 25 paisa. So in those days it was too much. It was not this thing. Then I used to take some cycle on hire, then go around because I was not knowing what is Ahmednagar. Then come round and then come back with Jangli Master. So that is in those days. So then there were Baba's orders. There were different orders. Baba's orders were to us was we were not eating meat since our birth until that some particular year, some 14 years or something like that. Then we started eating meat and all that thing. So that hold on. So it was not tasty. We used to dislike it. We don't want. Later on, gradually we picked it up and then we started eating it. Now that reminds me of one thing more. In that same house, when Baba used to come from that side to our house, my elder brothers, they used to run away from the back door. Why? Because he will give order, and there were orders. Get up at 6 o'clock. Get up, not to eat pickles. In order to avoid that, hey, Baba is coming. Come on, run. So, sorry, yeah. जी हाँ right. No, it's all right. No, I do not use. Edit it up, but properly. So that was one thing. Then, not about Baba, but about the Baba people. There was Ramjoo used to there. I had the postage stamps collection. He used to give me a few one. Then there was Manek ji and this अपने electrician का नाम क्या भरूचा हाँ भरूचा. We used to go to their house. Then Daulat Mai was there, Freni Mai was there. This Nagu and Meru and Beram used to play Sursur Pana. Just what you call throw that stick and climb the tree. And Meru was there. She used to hold that water pistol, children's. So I remember not Baba, but about the Baba people, because Baba was something, he's got his own business. We are not bothered about that. We are bothered about our this thing. Then we were very much intimate with Talati family. Dinabai, Kharset, Jaru and Parviz. The Kharset used to joke with me, you are Pakistan, bole. You are not a Pakistani, you are a Pakistan. And Jaru was very quiet, and to Parviz, Kharset was teasing her. She cannot cook, but she wants to get married. Something like that in Gujarati. It is very nice. I can't reproduce it properly. Mare जमा करना क्या रन्ना आतो नहीं पर मारे पन्नाओ तो so we had a very good days. अच्छा. And I remember the Nauraji Talati, when he expired due to heart attack, I still remember where I was standing. I mean, the news came there, and then what my father did was he tore off something unnecessarily, those things. I do remember. Age must be hardly about 7 to 8 years. So then there was, what is the period now? Then we came to Ahmednagar in 1946. I was 16 years old. Achha, Baba's circulars were always not to see him, not to write letters. So there was one order, at the age of 10 or 11. That was not to touch. I think none of our books, they have got a list of the orders given to individuals. It was not to touch. And because I had stolen some 10 rupees from my father's pocket, I was shunted out to my aunt, because my aunt was very strict. And before I was to be shunted out, my mother wanted to touch me, but the orders were there not to touch women should not touch boys. boys, men. So I still remember the feelings, how to obey the orders. I mean, we say obedience, obedience, but when it comes to doing it, it's a different thing. Then, then we came to Ahmednagar at the age of 16. So Baba was what you call. We never came in contact face to face. Of course, and the orders. I think I remember before getting married at Deccan Gymkhana, he was coming in that Merji's green car from Alka side to Jagli Maharaj Road, and I saw that Baba's car is there. So you know what he did? Right about turn. No, orders are there not to see him, so right about turn. So that is how, if somebody asked me, what is your village? I said, zero, nothing. But we were obeying all the orders. For example, I know there was an order for about silence, observing silence for 1 month, not to write letters for 1 year. Now, I don't remember exactly the year and all that thing. But we did, we used to do it. And in Dhulia, afterwards I was transferred to Dhulia. There was an order that you are not to sleep for 3 nights. So I started walking up to that Shirpur Road or something. Policeman calls me, and silence also. Policeman tells me, how are you coming? So we can't say. Then we went to, and with difficulty we came back to our hotel. In those days we were bachelors. So what do you call, the life is like that. That's all. So, and we used to get jealous also. Even at Guru Prasad, any Tom, Dick and Harry we see that going, and Baba's order is there not to come, not to ask, not to this. So we used to feel we are segregated. You know what we call jealousy. I said, how is that all? The father says nothing doing. So now comes Ramakrishna. So we were not happy with my father. Because father we what you call, and we are not fond of even Baba also. So far as only obedience is concerned, it is there. But I was coming from Western Cinema going towards Lal Deval. Bhavsar and Ramakrishnan were going on a bicycle, and I was going in the same direction. So Ramakrishna says, you can come. He was not knowing me also. I think he must be knowing from distance because I used to, you come to Guru Prasad. So I went to Guru Prasad, Sunday or something, whatever it was. So when father asked me, why did you come? I said, Ramakrishna. So if Baba asks you, tell him that Ramakrishna has called you. And my father was being sick, he used to call for medicines. He used to call me at 7 o'clock when Baba goes inside. And then he'll say, after taking all that thing, he'll pay me the money. And then he says, go back. Quickly, not to stay here. So that was the relationship. So how can I say what is the relationship with Baba is there? Then, so we started, I became companions of Bhavsar and Ramakrishnan. Achha. And I used to say, I'm not fond of this bhajan and clapping and all that thing. We want some good lectures, philosophical and all that thing. So then, with whatever is there, we were leading our lives. And later on, then Ramakrishna and I became. Then we started working so hard, going to the press. I learnt about this press also through Bhavsar, and what do you call that called? The proofreading of the books. I became an expert in that. So much so that the university, the printers, they used to say, you do this proofreading for us also. So, then Ramakrishnan, I used to go on bicycle to Khadki from Kasbapet. In those days I was staying in Kasbapet. So far that fasting was there. So I don't remember whether it was just water or one cup of tea. But with that fasting, I used to, for 6 or 7 days, I used to go to Ramakrishnan. And we used to do our whatever, we used to do that thing. Then it becomes so intimate that in for our working committee meetings, whatever the agenda that he used to prepare at Khadki and I used to prepare in Kasbapet. So his item number one and my item number one tally. Not only that, even the language also tallied. So Ramakrishna says, how is that you are copying my thing? So it is, we got those words, telepathy and all that thing. It was nothing of that kind. But it was there. It was there. That is a miracle, I call it. And of course, that gives us joy, okay, how close we used to work. And then, sometimes I feel I became a trustee not because of my father, but because of Ramakrishnan I became like that. But so now what is there to be said?
Anything about the New Life period?
New life period?
Second, sir, can we just shift you a little bit because,
हाथ जब ऊपर आता है
हाँ जी हाँ
तो
सॉरी
face
हाँ
cover हो जाता है।
ठीक
एक
है
वो होता है
इट्स ऑल राइट हाँ न्यू लाइफ आई रिमेम्बर
ये चेयर दें आपको चलेगा
हाँ चलेगा ना on the contrary
you could just shift it a little bit more instead of straight on.
क्या करना है इसको पीछे लेंगे पीछे लेंगे
उसकी जगह पर
उसको पीछे थोड़ा एंगल
ठीक है You're gonna go? Okay.
Thank you.
What is the name?
Carolina.
Carolina.
Okay, good.
हाँ जी इधर बात करें
अच्छा हाँ जी now because of this proofreading work and what do you call and looking after the sale of books, we used to have a stall. So we came for the East West gathering. We came to we had a stall there also, and we for not only 3 days because we had to stand there before the commencement of the meeting and all that thing. The people come and they look at it, and while going also we have to be there. So we, as a matter of fact, I know nothing of the East West gatherings. Sometimes we stealthily used to go stand there for a couple of minutes and then come back to the stall. And Baba used to send, what is his name? That flying pilot was and his wife. They said let them also handle the bookstore also. Then Humay was there. So we carried on that bookshop, and so I know nothing of what was going on in the pandal, except that the last thing I remember is a group photograph was taken. Of course, that is also in a very informal way. People were just standing in that veranda, and I have seen that photograph. I still didn't get the copy of that. So that's all, so far as gathering is concerned.
So there wasn't an opportunity to have Baba's darshan during the program?
I don't remember because
And the bookstore was outside the pandal?
outside, I mean, as you come from that gate, it was some distance away from the Guru Prasad building.
Was there good business at the bookstore?
We never thought of good business. There was a shortage of 700 rupees after all the sale, the things were over. Ramakrishna said, you will have to pay for it. I said, no, I'm not going to pay. So I don't know what happened afterwards, I don't remember. But if I'm not responsible, why should I pay?
Do you remember which books you had in your bookstore?
No, it's not my books, it's the books
No.
brought from Ahmednagar.
Yeah, but which books were those?
No, of course, no, I can't remember now.
Okay.
And Milan had a photo shop. He was selling his photos there.
No, I have not seen, I don't remember.
Ah,
No. There was no photo shop, only bookshop was there.
gotcha.
So Baba called the gathering the East-West gathering. So did you have a feeling there was a mixture of Easterners and Westerners. Did you experience that?
The what do you call, we had stolen that 1 or 2 minutes when I used to go from backside and just peep there what's going on. So we could see that the Westerners were sitting on right hand side and the Easterners were there on the left hand side. That much I remember.
And also, at the same time, Baba was doing this East-West gathering with his people giving darshan. But out in the world, those big events were happening. That China was invading India, and also Russia was trying to put missiles in Cuba.
Cuba.
And there was this standoff between U.S. and Russia. Were you all aware of what was going on in the world at the same time?
No, not. I mean, not on the at the time, not on the occasion.
No.
As a matter of fact, we might what you call, browse those newspapers. We read, but we don't connect with each other. After 50 years, when we know, then we come to know that this was at that particular moment.
But you weren't aware that China was invading
Yeah,
India?
we know everything.
You weren't feeling nervous?
No, not at all. Not at.
Why not?
Why not? I don't know. No. That is in the Himalayas. Why should we bother about Poona?
Sir, I can see you didn't have too many memories of East-West Gathering. I can see you don't have so many memories.
No.
We don't have to keep trying to pull any more out because you
right.
don't have them. But since we're all set up here, if you could tell us just some general things, some of your favorite stories about Baba throughout your life, as you started to do, that would be valuable to us.
I can talk generally, not about the experiences. Shall I put it in it's a slang language, I should say. The thing which you experience, what the so-called miracles which Baba said, I have not performed. It is your own love that which you, does that thing. So I consider it as a husband and wife in their bedroom. It is not meant for the public to know it. And let it be now that he is calling me, I should speak. So I feel that there are some experiences, but it is just Baba has done it in order that, supposing I am getting some anti-Baba thoughts, so Baba pulls me because of those experiences and keeps me attached to him. So I feel if the people wants to talk about, I know yesterday this Pratap was there and we were talking in the center. They talk about who was with Meher Baba in Dehradun, from this place to that place, how did they go? So I said, this is a mental exercise. Baba is talking about heart. So in a way I am condemning what is going on there. But Baba himself allowed the feet to be washed by milk. Then we used to think why he is putting flowers. He's so. But all these thoughts they come and we get the replies also like that. Baba has to take all of them together. He cannot fulfill just alone my things. And there are moments when we got some experience, but that is just to keep you attached to him. That's all.
I wasn't really meaning like inner experiences. I mean just outwards, interactions with Baba, time spent with Baba. You know?
No, we have enjoyed in the sense we were very lively from distance only, because Baba. Now that you to ask me, it's all right. When I passed my SSC examination, when I went to Baba, my father gave me 2 rupees and put the garland to him. So I was thinking, why this garland? This is from my father's. And I put the garland to Baba. And Baba asked me, what are you going to do now? Having passed, no, we should go for college or we should do something. So I was not a rebel, but I didn't want to surrender in the sense. I said, Baba, I will do what I like. So Baba said, what will you do? In those days, that Bhaiya photographer was there in Ahmednagar. I said, I will sweep also, but I will do what I like. Because as I told you, that thing was there, don't eat pickle, don't eat this. And my brothers used to run away. So same way in the same way, I used to answer him. Then Baba said, you have rest for some time. Then we'll see. Then after about a month or so, my father took me to Merazan. Then Baba said, the work which I will give you, will you do it? I said yes, because when he is offering me, I cannot refuse it. So I said yes. And I wanted to run away from my father. So what he said, do it wholeheartedly and sincerely so that you'll be useful to your father. So I said, no. So it was a deal. And since then, I don't know, whatever I do it wholeheartedly, whether I'm useful to my father or not, that's apart. That's how I do it. Anything. It has become a second nature now. Even for getting married also. I informed my father, I'm going to get married to so and so. How will you live? Because in those days I was getting only 105 rupees. I said, I don't know how I live. Then when he informed Baba said, as long as you are wholeheartedly and sincerely stick to each other, my blessings to you. That's all. Now that, of course, but that is in the absence. He sends the message to me through my father. So physically we have very rarely come. It is. Then from 1951 I was with the Saroj, being fond of the movies. Then I used to go to Garrison Cinema. And then I joined my father. Saroj asked me whether you want to join, whether you can join state transport. I said okay. So at the rate of ₹3 per day, I started working in state transport, then got transferred. And for about 40 years I did my job. So where is the question of coming in contact with Baba? Then, no.
So
Do you remember any of that period of time when the Baba had the new life? Anything
Yeah.
about that?
No, because I remember one thing. Before the starting the new life, I think Baba used to go to the early morning movies along with the ladies, and my sister was one of them. I mean, that's all I remember. And my father was writing so lot of things, night and day on the desk. It was a desk just like this, a big one. And in the morning, all night he used to say, and then he used to go and leave my sister for that Saroj Cinema. That's why I got a great regard for the Saroj Cinema. Our trust is buying everything but except that Saroj Cinema. That's the thing, and I think the trust must make some efforts to buy that.
So the day that Baba departed, October 16th, 1949,
No.
you were in Ahmednagar at
Ahmednagar,
that time?
but at home.
At home. So you weren't aware what was happening?
No, aware means we are knowing. I mean something like that. Okay, Baba, yeah, the show is going on. So we are not this thing.
And then the whole new life passed, and you don't know, you didn't follow what Baba was doing or anything.
Except orders, no. Even I think after the new life, these orders came from Dhulia that you 3 nights you go, you have this fast. There was one order also in Dhulia. Find out a must for me with the newspaper. I didn't get it.
Must.
Must. You find out a must.
Through the newspaper.
No, with the he must be
he
carrying.
Has to carry the
He has to
newspaper.
carry a newspaper. I didn't find it.
I don't know if you followed, but when he was a boy, he wanted to go to Marabad because they would show movies. But how did they show them? There was no theater.
Armgao Talkies was there.
There was a Takis in Erangel,
Armgao, yes.
but there's so few people.
No, there was the military camp. I remember Hitler's effigy was 45. So I think from 13 to 15 years I used to go every year.
Yeah.
And every year I used to write to Baba.
So that you went indoors to see the movies.
No, I remember one thing more. Baba never used to remain in Armgao. I think where he was, we were not bothered. The only thing we knew that we are not to look at the hill because the ladies are there. So once Baba had come and he was distributing mango in the evening. After taking the mango, I just ran, left Baba and to the movie. So, and I remember the life at Mehrabad also. In that building on the left hand side, Muhammad was in one room on this side. I was at the other corner. And there was a very nice. I'm not talking about the East West gathering, because I got my old memories are all these.
That's fine.
Missed now.
No, we have to take a moment to switch tapes.
Yeah. Pendukaka's, of course, a table like this. He had a table like this. He used to write on that thing. In those days, there was no nice. Just take out the put it on. Then I'll tell. I'll repeat it. Just remind me afterwards. In those days, there was no Jai Baba. No. What do you call the Parsis? We used to say Sahibji. To the Hindus, we say Namaste, and like that. So at that age, after going to Mehrabad, I did Sahibji to Gustadji or something, Namaste to Dr. Nilkant. Padikaka had a low bed right in the extreme corner. And I was tired, no?
Once again.
Once again.
Sahibji.
There was no such thing as Jai Baba in those days. So we were taught by our aunt and mother and all that thing to do Sahibji to the Parsis, Namaste to the Hindus, and there were no Muslims there, so no question of that. So after doing to so many those Anna 104 and Kale Mama and all those people were there. So after that, I stopped doing it too. How many people you can go on wishing like that? So Padikaka was there. He looks me at this. तेरे बाप ने भी तेरे को सलाम करने को सिखाया कि नहीं? So from then on, whenever I used to go to Ranga, first I used to wish him. So that's it. Question now. Any question?
Can you just say anything about your father, Ramjoo?
No. He was all the time busy with the Saros company, and we were shy of getting into the car and go to the school because the Rustamji had disappeared in those days, and the school children used to tease me, saying that your father has what is it called?
Disappeared?
No, he has taken over.
Oh.
So it was not easy thing, and we didn't know anything about it. All that we knew that Rustamji has disappeared, that's all. So that was it. And he used to work from 7 o'clock, he used to leave home, come back at 9 o'clock at night in those days. And even after coming to Ahmednagar when he was retired, he used to do some Baba work. There were some 3 books. Small booklets. On New Life there is one book, small booklets, 8 annas or 14 annas, something like that it was costing. And I did the first proofreading at that time. And I was not doing it is proofreading, I just found out some mistakes. So my father said, oh, you are doing a good work. And from that day onwards, I don't know, I became like that.
So, as children, were you aware that your father was one of Baba's mandali? Did you?
And I never used to consider him as a mandali. Why? Because he had a family. My mother was there, my aunt was there, and we were all the time living with this thing. So mandali means, I mean even today, mandali means only those who are staying in Mehrabad is a mandali. Those who are outside. Even Savak Kotwal is a Mehrabad follower I was not doing. Although I was serving in Saros company, Saros Limited at Ahmednagar, I was looking at Saros Kotwal as just somebody like any other thing. And now that when I started reading this Lord Mayor, I thought, what is this? Savak Kotwal is a Mehrabad follower. So we are not inquisitive as to who is who and all that thing. We just live with everyone as they are. But Mandli means only Mehrabad. Those people who are residing, it means Mandli. So, Dr. Ghani and what you call my father, and then I never used to consider them as a Mandli member. It's not a what you call hard and fast or drawing a red line to say that this so is so.
And your family was living in Ahmednagar.
Enough. No, I was born in Nasik, and in 1946 he gave away the service company to that Mellu Fallu, and I think he distributed that company amongst the family, and he came to Ahmednagar.
What did you do there? Did you have
I
a
was
job?
schooling. I was schooling, and now afterwards I joined the Saroj as per that you will be helpful to your father, and that thing. So.
And I think even though your father was not an advocate, didn't Baba call him an advocate?
No, I don't remember. No, I mean there was no whatever he was doing with Baba, that was with him only. With us, our school fees, going to work to do this, bring his medicines, all that thing.
And then eventually you ended up living in Satara.
No, I joined state transport in 51, September 1951, and in hardly a few months after that he migrated to, because of New Life he went to Satara. And in Ahmednagar he used to stay in 150 rupees rental house. At Satara I was staying in 15 rupees house. So recently, I think when we went for some trust meeting and somebody asked me something like that, they asked a question. So I said, what was your father? I said, my father's this thing, not to hold land, not to have insurance, not to have saving bank. And in short, he was just like that. So much you have seen my younger brothers and sisters. In those days, they were hardly about. They were schooling in a very nice English school in Ahmednagar. There they went to the corporation school. My father said, just live with as all others live. He was not complaining anything. Over now, I suppose.
Do you remember any special memories of when Meher Baba dropped his body?
Yeah, I was at. I don't know why I was at. I was stock irrigation had just finished in Dhulia. I was posted there on a touring duty about month or 2 months ago, and I was coming back to Poona in the bus, and I saw the Marathi, because I can't read Marathi the newspaper, but I could see that Baba's photograph is there. So I just found out. Then I could make it out from those headlines that he has passed away. No, I didn't ask anyone and nobody told me, but I could make it out. Then I got down at Ahmednagar. I went to Mehrabad with my bag and all that thing. Then I felt now I must bring my family. So I came back to Ahmednagar stand. I went to Poona, then brought my sons, my two sons in those days, one or two sons, and my wife. And then we stayed at Ahmednagar for about those 7 days.
What was the atmosphere at that time?
I remember the moon in the west and the sun going down in the west and the moon in the east. That I remember.
And were there a lot of people there during the
Yeah.
7 days?
A lot of people were there, but they was just, I mean, just they were there. That's all.
Because there was no facilities. They weren't.
No facility. We slept on the floor like that,
Ah,
and it was cold also.
you slept on the floor.
I don't remember where my wife slept, how she slept. I don't remember now.
I see.
But I slept somewhere that I remember.
You said something about the sun going down in the west and the moon in the east.
Yeah, full moon. It was a full moon.
The day that Baba dropped the body, that night, That's what he experienced.
I don't know it was first day or the last seventh day, but it was there, the moon and the
Well, they said there was a full moon and it
full
helped,
moon.
helped the situation because there was no lights. All they had was kerosene lanterns at that time.
No, these are what you call. I don't like that language. Just try to say something and put it and add it. Just as I did not give you the experiences what you call. I don't want to say like that. What you saw this moon and the sun, and you appreciated it. I remember the what do you call this beams. I like one of the very good books is Beams. He says, if you see the sun, the sunset and this thing, you say how beautiful it is. Neither any teacher nor your parents have taught you say it beautiful. How do you say like that? It comes automatically. I think my father also brought us up in the same way. If Baba is Baba, it will come to it will grow in their heart. He never told us. We didn't know the word divine or this thing. And even today, after reading the last what do you call the 8th volume, not to expect. So I think what is divine and what is spirituality, it is like a French and German to us, or the Telugu or this thing. We do not know. If you say, have you got any experience of what is divine? No, nothing. We are hand to mouth. We have got our 5 senses and we are living with it. So if the divinity is there, let it be there. I got nothing to do with it. I got to be honest. Honest in what sense? So that's all. I don't what you call. I'm not that way attached to those words.
Baba said that obedience is greater than love.
No, that is all. Those are also words. I like that thing. People say God. That's a very good thing. My father gave me that God speaks when I was in Dapudi here, in Poona. So I read it, and then I wrote him back in a postcard. This book is no better than an algebra or a geometry, what I used to learn in the school. Because the 6th plane and 7th plane and this and that. I said, too bloody. So my father said, if you have read it, return it. But now if you ask me that experience that I can give you. See, that book works like a liquor. It gives you an effect, not instantly, but afterwards. And after reading all that thing, I got my reply in that chapter 10. All this is to appease the intellect of man. For the, what you call, God cannot be understood, God cannot be discussed, God cannot be this thing. He is to be lived. And that's what we are living. That's how I sum it up. I've got nothing to do with whether we remained with Baba or without Baba. It matters very little. What you have grown inside, that matters. Now my son also, he says, what this? There are so many Babas. All these people are making money over this, what do you call this, ashrams and all that thing. I have to listen from one ear and take it from the other. You cannot appease him to say that this is not like that. And so was I once, as I told you. I'll do what I like. I remember in that Mehrabad, when I was in my school days, when I used to go there was one person. So he used to do like this. Baba asked him, what do you want? I remember that was morning time. So he said, apni ichha. I said, so bloody, what the hell? Baba is asking you, ask for lakh of rupees. That's how I felt. Anything? You want to ask anything?
No.
I want you to do good editing, that's all. Don't remove everything, whatever is not good. Whenever my finger or something comes up, you just deduct it.
Okay.
Make it short.
Are you coming for this gathering?
You give me only that movie, that otherwise no talk with you.
Okay. I'm in the doghouse.
Huh?
I'm in the doghouse.
No, I'm not concerned. I know the old beep, that's all.
Okay. It is wonderful, Ali.
Well, thank you.
No.
Thank you for your time and the stories
No,
and
thanks,
your
what
humor
is
and your
Thank
charm.
you.
How do you find? Now I want feedback from you. Sit down now for 2 minutes.
Okay.